Meta's CTO Andrew Bosworth took to Instagram to answer the question we've all been wondering and why they are shutting down Echo VR in August. He even addressed what former Oculus CTO John Carmack would do in this situation.
This is the question. I must have gotten like 1,000 of these between my queue here on Instagram, on Twitter. The community wants acknowledgement. I do acknowledge you. I see you. I hear you. I read your comments. I read the petition. We went into this thing eyes open. We knew that there was a small but very dedicated, passionate community around this game, around the sport that you all love, and I love that for you. And I'm super sad. It's heartrending to be in the position that I am, where I'm like, it's not the right place for us to invest resources. So I'll walk you through the decision a little bit more. You're not gonna like me any better. You have every right to be mad at me, upset with me. I take that, take it seriously. I'm sad about it. So I'll walk you through it a little bit more, and at least you'll have the answers. But I don't think it's gonna be satisfying to those of you who want us to keep it around. So what happened here? Well, we had a game, we loved it, and it was a huge part of the evolution of virtual reality, multiplayer, a community-based game, a game that has had esports potential, and we kept it going for a long time. Ready It Done team was real proud of it, understandably so, and then ultimately it just dwindled. The user base is small. It's loyal as all get out, but it's small. It's measured in the low 10,000s, and unfortunately, keeping things alive takes work. This is not like a return on investment money standpoint. It's just those resources could be put to other uses that I think will be useful to the now tens of millions of people who are in VR. And at some point, you have to make those choices. And we have some regulatory constraints that we are required to do that make it even more expensive to keep up. This is the part of jobs like mine that sucks. I have to make these calls. I'm sad at Portal, which I love, of the device that I literally just now, my wife was texting me the kids using Portal. They love it. I'm sad that we're not, going to have new versions of those, and we're supporting the ones that we have in market. I'm sad about Echo VR. We're going to support it for until August, but then it's going to be out of market. I'm sad because these things are meant something to people. They had real value and purpose, and they had intention, and they brought people together, and that's what we're trying to do as a macro thing. But I do need to think about return on investment, and I'm not talking about money back to Meta. I'm not talking about trying to make money. I'm talking about the return on the human capital, the people that could be doing something that's going to affect millions of people, but instead they're trying to keep something alive that affects 10,000s of people. I love how deeply it affected those people, but I just got to make those calls. It's part of my job. And so I stand on it. I believe in it. I think it's the right change, but I don't expect you to like it. And I'm sad about it as well. I will add one more thing on this. I know people are really focused on it, understandably, which is that, we looked at, can we open source it? And the answer is basically no. It's like very deeply entangled with a bunch of our systems, and it'd be even less cost effective to do that. Can we spin it out or sell it? No, because we want the Ready It Done team to continue to be focused on these other projects that we're excited about, that I think are going to have a bigger impact on a bigger number of people, on driving more adoption. More adoption means more developers means more content for all of you to use. So this is one of those things where I'm trying to take a long view. We did look at other options, and none of them really made sense for this. So it's a bummer. I'm bummed about it. I know you're bummed about it, and I will continue to gladly accept all those outpouring of grief that you guys are expressing to me right now. Look, I've gotten the responses continue to flow in from the Save Echo community, the Discord server. As I said in my first answer, yes, I have seen the petition. I've seen the comments here, Twitter, elsewhere. I'm reading them, and some of them are, I said, pretty unhinged. I'm getting death threats, which I think is probably inappropriate in any situation. But it's a fair question. I do love, this is a passionate community of early VR adopters, who really, people are telling touching stories about finding friendship and finding connection, which is what we're all about. So the only answer I can tell you is that we've got to prove it in the work that we do. You got to prove it in titles that we develop, communities that we create that allow people to recapture that feeling. I'm getting a little bit of flack on the numbers, which I'll come back to in a second. There have been a few people challenging my numbers on this. I think it's safe to assume that I have the most accurate information possible about the usage and adoption of the title, in terms of engagement, retention, how many people, how often. And that's what I'm using to make the decision on. And that's, I realize, again, this is no comfort, but I believe, working with accurate information about the size of it.
Now, I don't love that Bosworth is getting death threats over this. I think that's overboard, obviously, but honestly, I feel like maybe they could hand Echo off to a smaller team to keep it going while letting Ready at Dawn work on new games that can reach those millions. What are your thoughts? Did you play Echo VR? Let me know in the comments below, and of course, I'll catch you in the next Quickie.